Hey! Oh, yeah. Oh, gotta touch these filthy blades again. Oh, man. Okay, so this is, oof. Oof. Alright. Alright, let's start with this one. Hey. This one. Yeah, that smells like steel. This one is an experiment. Both of them are, but this one is a experimenty experiment. And, is it? 4 feet in total, and this is just mild steel. So the idea, and I should have done this differently, but it had to be done. Well, I just fucked up and then I rolled with it. So, and it's mild steel, so who cares? I was trying different ways to grind a fuller in, and this is a very shallow fuller, but towards the end, it does get more more pronounced. The thing is that if I actually try to heat treat this, I might just like. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyhow, but the idea is to make it as springy as possible. So I'm putting a big, long fuller that goes all the way down. I hate it when I can't catch the light with these. But anyhow. Yeah, there we go. Big, long fuller. It goes all the way down. And originally, what I was doing was... What was I doing? Putting on a big weld, a fuller in the old way, where I was holding it to the contact wheel on the sander. That wasn't really going very well, and I have a feeling that I was like kind of wearing out the belt before I was working on the other sword, so I was like, let me try something else. And then I was using my actual grinder. I went to the store looking for a grinding wheel for my angle grinder, and they were closed and I couldn't tell you what time it was because I broke my phone today. So I took the guard off of the actual grinder and I just used this as a wide fuller. And I think the grinder is not... It's canted. It's like slanted a little bit. So it's not even. So getting like an actual wide folder like this with just that grinding wheel is pretty hard. But I really, who cares? It's mild steel. This cost me like $8. So it's crazy how cheap steel actually is. But anyhow, so this is the experiment, and I didn't put any distal tape or anything on it because it's so thin already. Like, this is so thin that it's almost as thin as I was satisfied with the other sword at the end of the night as like the first edge. Like, I was getting the edge, to as thin as I can get before heat treat, and this is about as thin as that. So this is so thin that it's crazy, and it's so wobbly and shitty that I don't expect anything that good to come of it. But I think I'm going to put in a little bit of effort, but not too much. And I think this would actually work just fine if I had a shorter blade, and I could still do this. I could still, like if I were to take this, chop it off to here, right here, that'd be fine. And that actually look pretty cool. We can try that. And that would be much less floppy, because once you get up to here, then the whole damn thing is super flop. Like, it's flop just on its own weight. Just like, reminds me of that first sword that I made. It was so heavy. Like the reverse of this, but it was just so heavy that it was, when you hold it out, it was flopping. This one is a little different, and this is definitely, like, I keep on thinking of if this is too heavy or not. But when I'm what I have done is that I got up at like noon, kind of futtered around for like an hour and a half, and then it's like 2, basically, and I was like, or like 1, something, and I was like, yeah, okay, my roommates are gone, I'm gonna fucking do this finally, because I've been dragging my feet on this for so long. So, and I couldn't decide if I was gonna do 5160 or 1085 steel, but I decided 5160 because I know that I can do a 5160, and I know that I can do the other one too because it's about the same. Just heat to non-magnetic, put it into oil. You're done. But I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to stick with the familiar. And if I'm gonna work on a sword that's gonna take me like a week, 2 weeks, whatever, 3 weeks. Yeah, 50.60 is just fine. And yeah, so this one, what I used to do was 3/16. The first few swords that I did was 3/16 because they were always out of 1/4 inch. I ordered 1/4 inch this time. That's chunky. So it's heavy. And I would say this is actually, well, I can't tell if it's as heavy as the first sword that I did, because that one I kind of, what I did was that I just like kind of did a distal taper just at the tip. So it was like straight, and then like from here, it was just a distal taper from here. But this time, it's like a distal taper from tip to about here. Right, so I've got, this part is just flat, and this is actually distal tapered. Distally tapered. This is actually, I ground it all the way down to like a very nearly sharp. Although I think on one bit on the tip, it actually is sharp. Yeah, pretty close to it. So, don't want to fuck with it too much. I just can't tell what to do. The plan for this that I want to do. I want this to be like a 2-handed moon brand. So, I was thinking of calling it Sunbrand. That's not the most original name, but I could think of something else like Soulbrand. Soulbrand! It is like heavy, but with a little bit of a little pommel, which I can, measure. Let's see here. What's this? Let me try this. Oh, this is not very heavy. Try though. Anyhow, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And I have a bow scale. God, I gotta fix that. Oh, that worked. Okay. Yeah, I have a bow scale, and I really want to measure this thing, so I know, like, I don't want to make a 4-pound fucking sword, but I think this is probably about 3. But I don't know what my bow scale is, which would be fine. Yeah, so this is, oh wow. Oh, I think this is better, because I think the first time that I did this, and I remember doing a video about this, is that I think mine was about 2 hands worth. So, mine is right here. This is about 1 hand. Yeah, so that's pretty good. It's a little bit better. And I do want this thing to be not floppy. So I don't want to drive it, I don't want to grind it all the way flat. Maybe maybe at the tip I could do a little bit more. But this is, I mean, it starts at 1/4 inch, which is, the last time I was doing this, I was looking at historical examples, and I think, maybe it was from Matt Easton or something, but it was that historical examples are more thick at the base of the blade, but it doesn't really matter. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's not very good. I think I need to grind some more. And I was going to put in so Moon brand has 3 fullers. And I think they're mostly decorative. But I was thinking of doing a triple fuller for this one too. But they would not be decorative. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely need to grind some more because I've got, and I'm maybe still like 4 inches out from the tip. Ah, damn it! Bummer, dude. Because I was grinding from like 2 till 10 or 11, I think. 2 to 11, 9 hours, something like that. Yeah. So, it is so beautiful though. Like, if I could just leave this would be such a fucking massive chopper. It'd be so fucking cool. But I don't want a sword that's, like, it's cool to have like a massive sword, but I want one that is not ridiculously something that I can't swing, So I could do a diamond cross section on this, which is a lot. But with a angle grinder on a grinding wheel, not sure what it is, but I think, what could I do? I like the hexagonal cross section, but I think it's just, you know what it is? It's just so massive. It's so ridiculously massive. It's like a guts sword. I could just like grind off the tip, basically. Get down to the tip. Maybe about so this is about the point of percussion right here, and then from here, just like, probably do that. So then it'll be mostly about, this will be pretty heavy, and then this will be less heavy. It's cool as fuck. It's just so heavy. Fuck. If I had a more substantial grinder, I could go faster. Or if I wasn't such a fucking wimp and it was actually able to forge things, it would make it easier. But I only have a sledge as an anvil, so keeping things straight is pretty tough. I might need to go and get some like a railroad. Yeah, oh yeah. There's rats in here now. I need to get this going and then trap them in for tonight. Get the rats. Some. It is like, it feels not bad. It feels like it's a sword. The thing is that it's just so fucking, like, this would be a sword that I would take to a fucking war. This would be a war sword. It's just fucking ridiculously huge. But it's so heavy. Yeah. Well, it could be bigger. I do want to try sometime to just take a full 4-foot section, forge out just the tang, and then round the tip, push the tip over basically, and then so long as it's straight, then you can just grind it, and it'll be a few 6 inches longer. Sick. I'm not even saying anything. I'm just. Milky Way. But what I did last time, when I could do it, is that I had this big, chalky fucking sword, and then I just put in a very wide fuller. So if I go to the store and I can find a grinding wheel that is thin, that would be sick. Because they're all so fat. But I want one that's like pointy and small. So you can put on there, underneath there, take the guard off, and then do one all the way up. So right there. And then one over here, one over here, to right here. Ooh, that'd be sick. That's what I'm thinking. 3. Yeah, a triple fuller. Functionally, I think a really wide fuller like I did last time is so good. Because then you get the I-beam kind of shape. And it's so much material removed that it's like so light, but I want this one to be a pretty sword. I want it to be pretty. Speaking of sword, there's